What's up everyone, this is James from Final Greetings, and we just wanted to make an update video about our van situation that has been going on. As you might have seen on our social medias, on Instagram and Facebook, we shared about how our van has suffered engine problems, and as we were going from Modesto to Utah, in Reno, Nevada, our van broke down. So I would just like to throw it over to Sam, who has all the information about our engine problems.
Alright, what's up guys? So, little update on the van situation and all that stuff. So, Kyle just got, his brother came out from Eureka and just picked him up. And they're heading up to Eureka with a bunch of our, like my guitar, his guitar, Steven's bass, and just some stuff so we can start working its way up to our homes. So that's awesome. He's on his way now. I have a flight on Wednesday to go up to Portland. So the current situation of the van, we are basically found out that I don't know how much updates have come out, but basically the engine in cylinder 5 has no compression, and so it's kind of one of those fixes where if you know how to open up an engine and work on it, you might be able to do it, but it's tons of labor and tons of work, and honestly none of us are mechanics. We don't really know how to do it, and after talking to some mechanics, most of them, or all of them, it's a lot cheaper just to literally switch out the engine versus paying for the amount of labor to open up an engine. So with that knowledge, we realized that after looking over the van and all that stuff, that to really fix the van, we're looking at least $5,000. And after kind of just milling that over and talking with each other, we kind of realized that, you know, even if we do put the $5,000 into our current van, we're looking at maybe getting another 2-3 years out of it with, you know, obvious regular maintenance. And after seeing all that, we kind of came to the conclusion that, you know what, like Final Greetings isn't necessarily just going to be around for the next 2 years. Like we're looking for, you know, a van that's going to be our next like 5-10 year van. And so when we kind of came to that conclusion, we realized, okay, if we're going to put $5,000 into a vehicle, like why don't we use it as a down payment and put that into like a really solid, like newer van from like 2010 or something that has under 100,000 miles, something that we could really tour for the next like 5 to 10 years in. And when we kind of came to that conclusion, and as we've been seeing fundraising coming, it's just been so incredible seeing the amount of people that have been donating. It's just so cool. We don't have an official number yet of like how much has come in so far, but it's just super encouraging seeing all the people that have been donating, and obviously Final Greetings, you guys out there on the road, James, Steven, Garrett, and Alyssa. Thanks for doing all the work out there. And so obviously here it's just been like we've kind of figured out that we're going to be doing more of a down payment sort of scenario on a newer vehicle, and then having a monthly payment probably for the next 5 years. So we're looking at vehicles after just doing a ton of research and kind of figuring out like the correlation between like under 100,000 miles and not quite 10 years old, like newer than 10 years old, under 100,000 miles, and like kind of figuring out what our price range actually is. We're looking at a van that's going to be around 1,500 to like kind of the top of the end might be like 18. We haven't settled on any vans yet. We've been looking around. We kind of decided we're going to be buying a van up in Portland because no sales tax. My dad's there. He can help sign on it. And we just have, since it's going to be an AJM vehicle technically, because the nonprofit is being donated through the nonprofit, and so AJM is going to be the ones buying it. So Andy's up there too, and he can help with that purchase and just make sure that it's really clear for the nonprofit purposes. So that's awesome. I'm going to be flying up there on Wednesday to start working on all that stuff. So right now it's huge praise. We've listed the van, just kind of saying like, hey, like there's some issues, but like if you want to fix it and you're just kind of putting around town, like you're going to be fine. But obviously putting 20,000 miles a year on a car, like for us, it's not a perfect scenario, but for someone else that's willing to work on it, like it could be really good. So we listed it, and we've had a bunch of hits on it, and then I actually have someone that's really eager to buy it. I'm just waiting for the title in the mail, so that's a huge praise that somebody's going to help, you know, buy the van. He actually has the exact same van. He's kind of looking for some parts to use for his, and kind of having two of the same van when it's a 21-year-old van, it's actually a really good setup because then you can just kind of, whichever one's in better condition, just swap parts back and forth. So that's awesome. So I'm really excited that we found someone that's hopefully going to be buying the van today or tomorrow when we get the title. And other than that, at this point, Obviously, like all of our fundraising is going straight into helping make that down payment on the van, and then anything on top of that that comes up over what our down payment ends up coming out to, we're going to basically just segment out for the next 5 years to make those payments. And we're hoping to have the payment to be no more than $300 a month, hopefully less than that. So at this point, if you're looking at people that are wanting to hop on board and support, if it's a one-time donation, that's going to help us go in towards our down payment. And if we end up getting enough for our down payment, then we'll just end up using that down the line to pay for the van over the next 5 years. And if you're wanting to contribute and sign up to support monthly, like literally if you sign up to support the van monthly, we'll be able to send all those payments through for the van. Like we can come up with $300 a month, which I know we can do seeing just the donations that have come in already. As soon as we do that, we'll literally be able to completely have this van taken care of. And that's just such a huge praise for God that we're able to get this all running. And so thanks to everyone out there that's been fundraising and all of you guys that have donated. The official price tag on the van that we're looking at is around probably going to be like $1,800 or so on up. Or $1,800, in between 15 and 18 is kind of like what we've realized after crunching the numbers and looking at all the different vans and like what's going to last us 5 to 10 years, what's new enough, what has under enough miles, and then kind of realize that's the price tag that we're looking at. But what's awesome is with a down payment and doing it over 5 years, it's totally feasible, especially with how much we've already fundraised. But as fundraising continues to come in, it just allows us to make a higher payment, which brings our monthly payments down. So that's super awesome. And yeah, that's where we're at. So yeah.
Thank you, Sam. So, as you heard from him, the four of us have continued the tour. That's Garrett, Alyssa, Steven, and myself. And we continued the tour onto Utah, and now we're in Colorado. And we're at the back end of the tour, so we're almost done. We're going to take Thanksgiving and Christmas break. If you feel that God is leading you to give and to support our ministry, we would be very thankful. And this van situation has honestly been kind of stressful. So any support through these times, be it prayer or financial, is really appreciated. So thank you if you watched this update video, and if you could like and subscribe, that would be awesome. We release a video every second week on Monday, so you guys can kind of follow our journey. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.